What's up? What's up, world? It's your boy, B York, Brandon York. I don't care what you call me, as long as you call me by my name. I am here with.
100%.
Yes, sir.
I ain't single though. So this episode is unique. We are shooting this podcast in a very glamorous city right now in the United States of America. We are recording live from Houston, Texas. Right now, I would like to say Houston, Texas nightlife or Houston, Texas party scene is in competition with Atlanta, if we want to say that, right? So dating right now is different. Dating right now is treacherous, dog. Can y'all say the same?
That's a good word for it.
I'm really speaking from a far bird's eye view because I'm married. But I'm trying to just put my mind in the state of when I was in the streets, or like we like to say, when I was outside. You know what I'm saying? So I got three men who are in three unique positions. I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourselves. I'm gonna pose the first question that I pose to anybody that sit downs with me at the pod. You know, I typically say a name, but I'm just gonna put it out there. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? Who is Marshawn? You know what I'm saying? Who is David? My partner Jay. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? So all at once, man, y'all answer that question for me, please.
Well, sure. I'll start off. I'm Marshawn Meadow, artist, influencer, really just a overall creative. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. Who up next?
I'll follow suit. Not Jordan. My name is Joshua Green. Native Estonian. Son, father. I get my money in the corporate realm.
I like it.
I'm David Israel, a man of many hats, few different companies, to say the least. I don't have kids, so I'm not a father, you know. I am a man, and yeah, that's about it, man.
I like it. So the reason why I specifically pick you three is because of kind of what you guys just said about yourselves. Jay Green, obviously, you're a corporate guy, so you're a 9-to-5 guy who getting your money, you know, the way that it comes to you. You know what I mean? David, serial entrepreneur. I mean, it's probably nothing that you can't build with your hands. Don't be modest either, man. Tell these people about your company, bro.
Yeah. Well, I own a construction company. It's called Change Builds LLC. You know, we work in several states, work in several cities. I got a bunch of people who are on payroll. I have built a Louis Vuitton in San Antonio, Texas. I've done St. Luke's Hospital in the Woodlands.
Talk that talk.
I have multiple franchises that we're partnered with at the moment.
Yeah, talk that talk.
And yeah, man, we do some pretty cool things. I'm grateful for, you know, to say the least, man. And we just starting. So hopefully by the end of this year, I will be out the picture, and you know it'll be self-sufficient, and so therefore I can focus on my other company.
Yeah, talk that talk. I got cool friends, y'all.
For sure. Yeah.
And then next to me, man, I mean, what can I not say about the God? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to throw it out there, you know what I'm saying? The God. He's not going to say, he gave y'all his government. Y'all never heard you tell nobody your government like
funny.
that.
You introduced me, so I have to follow suit, man.
But my brother Shun, I'm going to give y'all a short. Shun guy, man, artist extraordinaire. I without a shadow of a doubt, I think Grammys will be entering your home soon. So tell the people about you, brother, music, cause y'all real modest with it, man. I don't like that.
Well, you know, I do the music. You know, artist just dropped a project not too long ago.
Right.
Hobby the Midway.
Hobby the Midway. Check that out. Check that out.
Y'all go snag that. Influencer as well, streetwear influencer. So partner with a few different brands: Fashion Nova, Puma, Hat Club, Pro Kids.
Modest,
just to say the least. You know, slight work. You know, nothing too
I like
major.
I like it, man. I throw it out there that way because I want to be clear that as men and especially as melanated men, we got stuff going on. Everybody ain't trapping. Everybody ain't doing stuff that's destructive. Before we jump into the conversation, I gotta talk about this a little bit, man, and I want to know y'all opinion on this. I know this is an episode about relationships, and we're gonna dive into that. But you know, I'm born and raised from New Orleans, Louisiana, specifically Louisiana, and here recently, man, a guy by the name of Kyron Lacy, wide receiver at LSU, took his life and was accused. Let me say that, accused of a crime that, you know, I would say without a shadow of a doubt, his attorney did a phenomenal job of exonerating. And being from Louisiana and also being a black man, you know, I think society has become numb to being falsely accused to, you know, pure foolishness, you know what I'm saying? You know, this is a kid who was 22, 23, phenomenal football player. LSU wasn't the first school he played at. It was the second school. So he's in the back end of his career, and he's training for the NFL draft, man. He's trying to change the trajectory of his entire family's life. And here it is, you know, he's probably driving faster than when he needs to, which we all do at some point. Let's not act like we all innocent. An accident happens, a man loses his life, but he's outwardly accused of something that's crazy, you know what I mean? And my whole point of bringing this up is, man, we're black men in society doing things that are good. You know, none of us are doing anything illegal. None of us are putting our family or putting ourselves in jeopardy, you know? And this is a kid that was doing the same, was falsely accused, and maybe maybe didn't have the strength of mind to, you know, understand that, man, you know what, this thing is gonna play itself out. You know, he jumped the gun and he took his life.
Sheesh.
You know what I mean? And we have an innocent bystander as America with blood on our hands for somebody who was, you know, found guilty before he was found guilty. So before we dive into this conversation, bro, I just want to get y'all take on that situation, being black men in America. What y'all think about that situation, man?
Definitely sad. I mean, it's a travesty for sure. I don't know his home life and his situation, but outside looking in, it would be like, damn, wish he had somebody to talk to so he can, you know, weigh his options a little better. But it is a lot of societal pressure. I haven't read too much on it, but I saw somewhere in the report they were saying that the officer was leading the witness on saying, I need you to say that you had to hit your brakes or something, paraphrasing it like that. So
Absolutely.
It's sickening just to know that the people that we pay via taxes, who are supposed to have a civic duty, have basically hung this man from the jump.
Right.
And that's by way of the police report and how it's going to go down. So he had a good lawyer, but if he doesn't have a good lawyer who doesn't even care, and we don't even know this story, we're not even having this conversation.
Facts. Facts. I haven't even heard of this. Crazy. With so much going on, I haven't even tapped into this.
Yeah, man. This is
There's so much going on right now. I swear, with you know, everything, presidency, all kind of everything. You know, government
Right.
shutdown, all kind of stuff. So
absolutely.
I haven't even heard about this one. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I think I'm probably more engulfed in it just because, you know, one, I'm from Louisiana, and two, I'm a huge LSU fan. You know what I mean? When this hit the fan, and I'm black.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm black, Biggie, black, Biggie. You know what I'm saying? I really am. You know what I'm saying? But on a serious note, man, this really like shook me to my core, man, because it's like I think about how many, you know, you kind of alluded to it, Jay, where you were talking about being coerced. Let's call it what it is, bro. Think about artists. I mean, officers, not artists, officers who coerce witnesses to say things that may have not happened, but now you have someone's life in limbo, all from you leading. Oh, say this happened. This did happen, didn't it? And I had a conversation with my pops, and I'm gonna let you chime in too, David. I had a conversation with my pops this morning about it, and I was really upset about it. And I told him I would bring it up on a pod. But what's your take on? Are you familiar with the story and
I'm
everything?
familiar.
Talk to me.
The sad part about it is stuff like this happens every day, and it doesn't get the same attention. Unfortunately, and also the sad thing is like he said, like, who do you talk to? You know, who believes you when, quote unquote, you feel like the world has turned against you? And that happens pretty often, especially as us men of color. Is like essentially, you know, we're born with multiple strikes, as they say.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, so we live life day to day with a target on our back, but we don't understand or know how to even maneuver within the situation, because you hang around your boys and your boys criticize you for trying to live like a certain way, trying to live like you got sense, like you have, you know how to talk, you know how to conduct yourself. But then we go out in corporate world where you're still too black. So it's something, man, because nobody talks about the I would say superhero balance that you have to have on a day-to-day basis to be able to blend in any situation and know how to conduct yourself at all points in time. And again, like you said, it's a shame, because what if he doesn't have a good lawyer? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What if he isn't an LSU superstar?
Absolutely.
What if he isn't all these things? Do we still have the same, or do we still put the same hindsight on the situation? But this happens every day, man, an unfortunate thing. So I think it's important for us to have people in our circle that are okay with the balance of your life, but also hold us accountable for our own actions, so we know, okay, no, I'm serious in this moment. So essentially, hey, man, I know you're down, but if you didn't do what they're saying, like, let's wait it out. Let's see what happens. Right. Let's play the cards, because this is the lure you had. It may take a little time, unfortunately, but if you see it through, again, this is what we see. It's like it'll work itself out in the end, and a lot of us don't have patience to see the balance play itself out. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it does take some form of patience, man. But yeah, it is a sad thing. So I think that's the very important thing for us, to have people that hold us accountable in every situation, or that could be the balance in our circle, to say the least.
Not for sure, man. I think you hit it right on the head, man. You said something that I think is something I want to illuminate. Support, right?
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things is black men, or just men, period, is support. It's your partner.
Yeah.
It's your lady, you know what I mean? And obviously in my situation, I got my beautiful wife. I love my baby. Shout out to my better half. But you guys are in very unique places, you know. It sounds like career-wise, everyone is trending in the right direction. There's motion, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? But y'all ain't got nobody. And I want to pose a few questions, like I said, a lot of what I'm asking is from the outside looking in. But do y'all feel like some women demand lifestyles that they can't curate for themselves? Like what do y'all take on that, man?
Yes. To answer the question, yes.
1,000%.
And then, to be fair, I think people in general, before we harp in on the women, a lot of people want it to look a certain way but aren't willing to do the work. Everybody wants a podcast, but they're not willing to come in and do the things. Some people might want an art studio, but they're not willing to stay 10 toes down and, you know, really get to this point. So I think a lot of people are delusional.
Ooh, I like that.
And some don't know. Like, it's a lot of walking zombies, people who are really dead inside and dead internally, and are just feeding what mass media gives us for a reason, and don't even know it. And so some people are unconsciously delusional, I feel.
Gotcha. Yep. I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that.
That's the exact word, delusion.
Which delusional is that's the answer to that question. Delusional.
It's social media programming. It's people just going off what they seeing on social media, not being realistic, too based in what you feel like you deserve and all of this. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, but it's like you said, it's not just women, you know what I'm saying? But definitely, 1,000%. I feel like a lot of women out here be asking for a lifestyle that they can't provide for themselves, for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel like we live in a false reality. So one, we don't even know ourselves. So we want these things for whatever reason, whether it's to impress others, or whether it's to uphold a a picture or image within our own head that we've built of ourselves. So essentially, I won't deal with a man who doesn't take me this. But again, you can't even provide that for you.
Right.
But this the picture that you placed. It's the image that you've painted, man. And so unrealistically, what happens is you begin to lose who you truly are in the process of your pursuit or your desire to be pursued, because you want something that you can't even attain or you was never meant to attain from the begin with. So again, you fall delusional. You know what I'm saying? And so unfortunately, man, and you get a lot of misinformed people making decisions that aren't sustainable. So now you have women who, again, they live a certain way day to day, but when it comes to you, now I hold I need this, I gotta have this, I wanna have this, but it's not even sustainable for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Vice versa with men too. So it's like, that's why you have multiple men who buy fake jewelry, who want, have all these clothes, who want to do all these things to impress.
Right.
But also struggle paying rent, or don't even have their own house, don't even have their own car. You know what I'm saying? So it's all these different things or these different scenarios because we live in a false reality and don't really even know who we truly are to begin with, man.
Yeah, it's
Like it's a
almost-
link missing.
Yeah.
You want the finances, because that's basically what this ball
Yeah,
boiled down to.
absolutely.
You want the dude to take care of you,
Yeah.
and I mean, rightfully so. If you want to build a partnership, finances, you got to take money to live and sustain yourself. But
Right.
you look at it as if it's such a prerequisite, and it trumps so many other things.
Yeah.
And you have, he might be taking care of you because your grandma didn't work, but Papa had another family down the road too. Grandma was cooking and cleaning and taking care of the house. So
Papa wasn't
some of the
paying
financial
$100
things
for
you don't qualify for.
nails.
Yeah. But you're not doing
Papa
the
wasn't
soft
paying.
things, I guess they say. So
Papa wasn't paying
it's a give and take.
$700 for a sew-in for you.
$700 for a soul is crazy.
That's what they rent.
Most definitely.
But yeah, I think what it boils down to is like it's too many channels, which is like, back in the day when it wasn't so many social medias and you're tapping into, or even now people got their favorite influencer that does their own reality TV on YouTube. And it's like back in the day we had TV that was programming us, but now you got so many channels. And you really only looking at highlights of people's life, and you perceiving that like it's supposed to be your reality overall. When it's like, and that's where I feel like the delusion comes in at, you know what I'm saying?
I love that y'all use the terminology delusion, right? Because a part of delusion, that means that you've created this imaging in your head of what you want it to be like, no matter how unrealistic it is. But I want to kind of transition back into authenticity. Y'all single, bro? What are some non-negotiables that y'all are looking for in women? Since we talking about what they delusional and they want in a man, what are some realistic, authentic things that y'all are looking for in a woman?
I might need to sit this one out. I got a lot.
You can't sit nothing out. You can't sit nothing out.
No, I got a lot of non-negotiables.
Nah, talk about them, man. Talk about them.
Well, just the basics. One, I don't deal with women with bad attitudes. Also, those who don't know how to conduct themselves in public settings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, say we go somewhere and you don't agree with something. You don't have to show it. Like, we could deal with that at a different time. Especially with me being who I am and the people that I'm around on the day-to-day, is like, we don't understand that, one, certain people have a lot to lose by just how you conduct and carry yourself in public settings. So that's a big thing with me. Of course, hygiene, which that might be closer to the top, most definitely, but also just how you take care of your body naturally. One, I don't really casually date. But I finally went on a date not too long ago, and the chick ordered pink lemonade, and I walked out.
Wait. Pause. Hold on.
I'm gonna break it down.
I know you in your groove, bro. But you not about to drop no comment like that, and I just breeze over.
For sure.
What was it about the pink lemonade, bro?
So the prerequisite to the pink lemonade was she doesn't work out, she doesn't take her vitamins, and you also don't drink water. Because it's not like they brought water and you didn't touch it to be like, oh, I don't drink tap. It was, water is in front of you, let me get a pink lemonade.
Yo,
So
your details crazy. You nonverbal communication locked in. You
yeah, for
paying
sure, I'm
attention.
locked in
I
because
like
it's
it.
just one. I take care of my body. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I don't want to
Right.
be in a later day or later in our years, and we struggling with our health. It doesn't say you have to work out and take your vitamins and drink water and all. It's to say you have to do something to take care of yourself, but also be like you put all that in. So you drinking pink lemonade soda. You know what I'm saying? You eat what you want, this, that, and the third. And yeah, the body look nice now, but what happens if we start having kids or you get older or, you know what I'm saying? But also hygiene, you know, because certain things respond to what you put in your body. So
I like that you said
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna stop you real quick because obviously it's gonna be a woman watching this and it's gonna immediately think that you body shaming, right? And I like how you drew the picture like, yo, I'm not asking you to be,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, Serena Williams
Yeah.
or, you know, Shelly Ann Frazier and nothing like that, right? But at the same time, care.
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm gonna keep it real. I'm a big dude. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm bigger than y'all. You know
Yeah, you
what
don't
I
have to
mean?
keep it real. We see.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, I am intentional about
Yeah.
doing things that are going to benefit my health long term.
Most definitely.
And I think that's important when you're looking for a partner. So I like that. But carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
And
We just not going to drop the lemonade.
Most
like that,
definitely.
though.
No, but it is not to say that, you know, I don't come off to try to body shame at all because
Right.
I didn't say anything to specify the type of shape of woman that I desire, to say the
Right.
least. But I do believe that whoever you pursue or whoever you end up with, one, y'all are supposed to be one, so they are supposed to be a resemblance of you. So naturally, I have the discipline every day to go work out every single day. Now, I also eat whatever I want. So that's why I don't look like I'm, you know what I'm saying, like my boy who's jacked up. But it's just, but at the end of the day, I take care of my body. I drink water. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all these things. So it's not like I'm asking you to do something that I myself is not willing to do. And so with that being said, what I'm doing is not just for me right now. It doesn't bring attention to me, but it's to help us out later down the road. Because again, you know, we're black, so high blood pressure runs in our family. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
You know, sugar diabetes, all these things
Talk about
that
it.
if we can make the adjustment. Now, I'm not saying you got to eat, you know, the seaweed and all the meal prep and all that stuff, because I'm not doing that, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I like to eat steaks at any point in time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like pork chops with gravy and rice.
I'm addicted to HEB lemonade.
You know
I'm
what I'm
going to
saying?
put it out
Listen,
there.
like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
But-
addicted.
yeah, for sure. So
to
it's
God,
just
that's
like my biggest thing with anything is balance. You know what I'm saying? You have to have balance with it all. So that was the cause of me walking out, was because there was no, like, literally this is not just I finally date pink lemonade, I'm out. This was
Okay.
a series of events
Thank
of
you.
me asking questions
Thank you
and
for the clarity.
paying attention to details, and it's like that lemonade was just the final straw. Now I'm like, bro, how much I owe y'all? Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you for your time. I gotta go.
So Jay, what about you, bro? What's
Yeah.
non-negotiable? Like what's non-negotiable for you?
If I had to pick one, I'd probably say the ability to communicate a certain way. So what I mean by that is being able to listen, even if you don't agree, being able to be respectful. I'm big on that. And then I'm the type, like, we're not gonna argue too long. We can have a disagreement, but at the point where we just talking with each other, like, have the emotional intelligence and maturity to know this isn't going anywhere right now. Let's put it down and come back. That's biggest for me, man. I'm on the pursuit of peace. This chapter in my life, that's really what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's good.
And
That's
I got some of these grays tucked under this Astros hat right now. And the reality is I can't add any more stress. You know, I have to be a version of myself with these folks at this corporate plantation to get my paper.
Gotcha.
I have to be a version of myself with the mother of my child to have access to my child and have my family unit, my extended family unit operating as it should. So when it comes to my real life and that little piece, if we can't talk to each other, then we have nothing. We can't grow together. We can't build anything. So I need someone who's temperate, because like my man said, your woman speaks for you. So a void that I have, I've been at the job going on 5 years. You can't bring somebody new to the company Christmas party, because the CEO wife who just don't work, and she just comes in and now she's in his ear. Josh is a little unstable. He has
sure.
a
Yeah, for sure.
her bust is kind of out of it.
Talk about
She's
it.
drinking pink
Yeah,
lemonade.
for
You
sure.
know?
You know what I'm saying?
So that speaks for you, and
right.
that's nonverbal communication as well. So
Right.
all forms of communication, we got to be able to kind of click on that.
I love it. I love it. What's up, bro? What's the? I ain't going for it. I need to know.
Man, I'd probably have to say some of my non-negotiables would be your ability to hold yourself accountable.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's number one. Because I feel like, okay, in the moment, I can understand, you know, the differences between, you know, you may be bathing in your emotions. You may hold a certain stance.
Right.
But when we come back and we revisit this topic, if you know you was in the wrong, say you was in the wrong.
For sure.
Then we can easily get past that speed
I gotta
bump
sit
because
up
you
for
just
this
doing that, you just creating extra speed bumps. Then it's like you making me feel like I'm delusional and I know what, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
I would say your ability to hold yourself accountable, and then I would say how you hold grudges.
Yeah.
Because if it's somebody that I'm, because me, I don't do a lot of super casual dating either. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm locking in with somebody, I probably can see myself being with them. But if I can see myself being with you, then we probably gonna be living together eventually. If we living together, you can't be holding, and of course it's a case by case basis, but
Right.
you got to get over the small stuff. We can't be holding grudges over some petty stuff, and just because you want, you know, I just don't. I don't deal well with that. So I would say those are like my two non-negotiables for sure.
Man, I love it. I love each answer to that question. That was unique. Communication, I think, is the elephant in the room. Accountability as well. I can speak on it just because I have found my person, right? I think for me, one of the things that was kind of that come to Jesus moment for me was, like you talked about, Jay, communication. You know, me and my wife, that's my friend. That's my dog, you know what I mean? So, you know, I tell anybody, and I probably said this on a podcast before, but we really prioritize our friendship more than we prioritize our relationship. And I think sometimes women misconstrue what that is and what that means, right? Like being a man's friend doesn't have anything to do with pleasing him sexually. Being a man's friend does not mean that you put on a dress and you look fine. It don't mean that your hair and your nails done. Being a man's friend is listening. It's comprehending.
That's a big one.
Let me say that it's comprehending, and I think my wife's ability to comprehend my perspective really was a game changer for me, and it made me get out the game because I was speaking with my outside voice inside, and I still wasn't being heard. You feel me? So I think that's important. Moving on from that statement, right? We talk about non-negotiables, but some of the things that we're talking about, this isn't just like your everyday chick. This sounds like a specific type of woman that most men are looking for, right? But based on my experience, most women who have some of these qualities that you're talking about, they also have careers. You know, some of them have kids. You know, can y'all talk about balancing dealing with a woman who may have a career just like you have, Jay? Or she might have her own business like you, or she might be an artist just like you. What does that look like when you're dating someone that's very similar to yourself? Is that trivial? Is that easier? Like, I know we all done ran into it. Let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I got it, because I ain't never dated like no artist. Now
But
I
still,
think about it.
maybe a chick who has a career, man.
But I mean, on that tip, you know, I honestly don't want to deal with nobody who ain't got, you know, I don't want to deal with no shorty who ain't got nothing going on. So
Right.
I feel like that's needed anyways. You know what I'm saying? Just to create that balance off the bat, because I ain't finna be trying to hang out with you 24/7 because I got stuff I got to do.
Yeah.
Got things I got to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? And it should be the same thing on your end too. You know what I'm saying? So
I guess let me frame it differently then. I mean, let me ask it this way. the woman who prioritizes. Cause y'all prioritize
Yeah.
what you got going on, right?
sure.
Let me use that word, prioritize.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What does that look like?
Prioritize her career over.
Over, you know, cause talk, bro, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, for sure.
And it takes all of you.
Yeah.
What happens when you dating a chick? It takes all of her to do exactly what she's doing.
To be honest, I feel like that's needed.
Yeah.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? I
okay.
feel like that's needed because I mean, at the end of the day, I don't even. She got to have her own thing going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even want her to be looking to hang out with me 24/7. You know what I'm saying? I want you to have your own life outside of me. I want you to have your own friend group outside of me. But you know, when we lock in, of course, set time aside for us to lock in.
Right.
Or if it comes down to it, if you know your time is limited, if you're gonna choose who you gonna, don't be choosing your homegirls over me all the time to hang out with and shit like that. But I feel like that's needed though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Me
I feel
personally.
like me personally, I like women who actually have something going on. Because if you don't, that means you need me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you coming needing me, essentially. I want you to have your own situation, your own everything, essentially. And then when we get to that point, then we can discuss how that looks. But I feel like all of it can be solved with communication. You know, I feel like my brother said, that's such a rare thing to find someone who can communicate. And again, when it's time for us, hey, everything else doesn't matter. This is our time. Let's deal with us. And then when we're outside, as long as we could communicate within, quote unquote, our busy schedules or whatever that looks like, I feel like you can make anything work. Because again, like he said, like, man, if I'm spending all day and night with you, then, you know, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? Like, who's making bread, or who's doing, you know what I'm saying? Who's doing all the necessities to keep the day-to-day of our relationship running? So we don't hit those brick walls. So I feel like that's the thing, is like, as long as you're willing to communicate and bring the balance to each other. So it's like, hey, cool, like we both busy. Let us set a date. It don't have to be tomorrow. Let's set a date 2 months from now. That's our date. That's our time. We getting away. Boom. Let's deal with that. And then we come back and stay busy. But it's also set goals too, because like I said, my goal for my business essentially is to be self-sufficient by the end of the year. So I will have time, you know what I'm saying? But who's to say that doesn't go as planned? And then whoever I meet, and if I meet somebody within this time frame, it's the same thing. But hey, here's our goal. My goal is by the end of this year or next year now, next quarter, whatever the case may be. So let's adjust to whatever we both trying to do in life. But I feel like if as long as two people are trying to become one in everything, man, you can make anything work. You know, that's the reality. But as long as you look at self, it won't it won't be sustainable in reality, realistically. So yeah, man.
I like it. What's up,
Yeah,
Jay?
I agree, man. To echo that, that's one of my I guess unofficial love languages. Like, you got something going on, you're passionate about something, and if we sitting around each other too much, then we go run out of things to talk about. So the perspective I have, both of my parents are retired teachers, and so my mom put so much of herself into being all about her job, all about her kids. Her kids are grown, they've gotten educated, we have families. Now she not working, and she just at the house. And then so I'm kind of at that age where my father kind of has certain conversations with me on a man level, and kind of shares some things that are more intimate, some things I don't want to know about my
for
parents.
sure.
But he like, man, your mama we gotta get a job, we gotta get a part-time job, get a dog, like get her something to do, so that each of them can still coexist in their own environments. So kind of how you said, I guess, being a friend and then also a relationship as well. But sometimes your friends need space.
Yeah.
I got some of the partners I'm closest with, and we don't talk. But when we might see each other every 2 months. But it's so impactful when we always got something else. And I like coming back, like, I ain't got to talk to you all day, every day. And come back with something new, something going on. So the little amount of time we have together, it can be impactful. But also one side of that is you got to be realistic while you chasing and hustling, if you have the time to date. Because historically, I've kind of run into that fall, and I like the idea of it.
Right.
But are you willing to put aside and prioritize this relationship so they can foster, so that you can kick it on a lazy Sunday and watch football while she cooking and y'all just talking? You got to put in some work on the front end to be able to get that. Absolutely. So you got to be realistic with your time that you have as well.
You illuminated something that I think is dope. You talked about your parents, right? I kind of want to dive into that a little bit because as men, I think that's something subconsciously that's a real deal that we undermine sometimes, but it does make up who we are as humans, you know what I mean? Like for me personally, you know, my mom and my dad divorced. So, and I'm the youngest. You know, I'm the baby boy. You know, I got a little brother, but you know, me and my little brother have two different mothers. So in my household, in my mama house, I was the baby. So a lot of the attention and the affection that came in my house was directed toward me because my pops wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? I saw parallels within my relationship that exhibited my lifestyle based on how I grew up. And I had to break some things about myself to be prepared to love a woman the way that she needed to be loved. And I also had to shut the hell up and listen so she can explain to me what it is that I needed to do in order to get to that point. As you guys are single and as you know, I don't know if you guys are actively looking for your missus or not, but as you're interacting with the opposite sex, how does the relationship with your parents affect your outview of what you're looking for in the opposite sex?
I'll say this is like I've always been one that pays attention. You know, so I watch everything. My parents, they were together for a long time, but I knew they weren't happy.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
So
Talk
they're
about it.
just coexisting. So it's functional dysfunction. Things have been this way for so long, and now it becomes normal. And I used to say all the time is like, man, I don't even know if my parents loved each other. Again, they've been married, I want to say over 30 years or so.
They still married?
No. So
They divorced now?
yeah. So
Okay.
so once we got essentially once I left the house and my mom was like, you know, I stayed for y'all. I'm like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Because we know you're not happy, and then as well as like what they're unconsciously doing is now you're bleeding on us as
Right.
your children.
Right.
And they don't see that. So one, I watched them, but I also watched my parents who raised me. I watched their relationship, and I compared and contrasted. So I said, okay, that's good. I'm take that from y'all. That I ain't doing at all. Or you, mama, you tripping? I ain't going for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's literally the things like the stuff that I'm like, I'm not dealing with bad attitudes and this, that's my mama. Mom, you know, because I also watch how that affected.
Mama!
Yeah, exactly. I watched how that affected my dad, but I also learned from him, not by his actions, but how to truly love a woman. You know what I'm saying? He didn't show me, but I seen what my mama desired that he refused to give her. So now I'm paying attention to that. So like one thing I do naturally, if I'm in a relationship, I buy flowers every week. I never seen that. Every week. They don't even die before I buy them.
Man, you gotta chill out, bro.
You
My
know what I'm
wife
saying?
don't see
Hey,
this.
yeah,
pressure on.
but the thing is,
Step
like
it up,
again, that's something that I feel like women deserve, but nobody's accustomed to that. You know, and so that's one little thing that gets you, you know,
No, facts.
through the heart. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a person of consistency.
Right.
But again, I never seen that. So now I know when I watched what my mom's response was when she did get them. So like, cool, I want my old lady to get that every week or every day or every, you know, and then it might, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, look
Cause and effect.
Yeah, cause and effect. You know what I'm saying?
So a
But,
seed, reap a harvest. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah, bro. So I say that's the thing. Is like I watched also the trauma from their parents. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother and grandfather on my mom's side, my grandfather used to beat my grandma.
Wow.
So I watched.
That's deep.
Exactly. So
That's
I watched
deep.
how my mama responded to when my dad would even raise his voice because of what she saw.
Got you.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
you seeing the domino effect.
I'm
of
watching it all. So, and a lot
Wow.
of people, they don't have the patience and discipline to watch and to change what they saw.
Gotcha.
They just become a creature of habit. So I saw this. This is what I watched my dad do. So this is what I do. This is what my daddy did. And especially in our culture, well, my daddy did it this way, and his daddy did it this way, and they did. So this,
Right,
so
right.
this is the way.
Creatures of habit,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Creatures of habit. Same thing is like my grandparents on my dad's side, they didn't sleep in the same bedroom since I've known. Since I knew. They're passed now, but since I known, and then I watched my parents become
Do the same thing.
The same exact thing.
Do you let me, and I want to get y'all opinion
sure.
on this too, but he's saying something that's extremely important. Bro, are you fearful of that? Like, are you fearful that chances are, what if you get in a relationship and, you know, you have kids and things happen and you become estranged? Like, does that make you hesitant to maybe be in a situation where you and your partner now coexist in the same environment? Like,
I'm not fearful of it.
Okay.
One, because one thing I don't pursue is potential.
ooh,
You know, because potential can work two ways. They can potentially become what they're supposed to become, or they could potentially not become it.
Right.
So I look for what's ready. Okay. So when if I'm pursuing a woman, I do look at how her nature is to care for me, essentially. Because I know that once you and I together, my sole focus as a man, I believe, is to provide and protect for you no matter what. So if your same mindset isn't just to take care of me, and you're only looking at it from your aspect and what you need and what you want and your desires, now both of us are only focused on you, and I'm left in the
dust.
You know what I'm saying? I'm left in the dust. So I feel like that's how it works, is the moment you can take yourself out the picture and only look at your partner, that's how it will work. But a lot of people don't have the discipline to do that, to sit from the jump and be, you know what, that's not gonna work. Because like, again, you know, she may be bad, or she may be the coldest woman you ever, whatever the situation is that a lot of times men settle for. You know, I'm not going for that,
Right.
Because I don't have to settle, you know, so because I am comfortable with me. So I go into it with not looking at potential, but I look at where they're at exactly. Because, you know, if we're talking Bible, he that findeth a wife findeth a good. You are a wife when I find you. You don't become that.
hey, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a rabbit hole in itself.
For
'Cause
sure.
I always laugh with my wife. I always say, man, my wife was a wife before I even knew she existed.
Yeah.
I just so happened to run into her, identify with it, and, you know, get in my. If I keep it $150, I really wasn't a husband when I met my wife. You know what I'm saying? Me seeing the wife of her made me evolve into the man that I am today. So, bro, that's loaded right there, man. I want to get they perspectives on it. So Jay, like, let's talk about it, man. Like, you know, your parents, you know, how did that shape your perspective on where you're at now when it talks about finding a partner? You know what I'm saying?
I think your parents, similar to relationships, and the same with fatherhood. I model my fatherhood based on what I seen my father do. And the same with relationships. I think a common theme that I've known with my father and my grandfather is the supreme ability to push others first. So from a standpoint of, it's not about if you happy or what you want to do. It's about, this is what has to be done. This is what everybody else needs. And that could be a twofold thing, because I know you're not really happy, but I'm respecting so much your discipline and your commitment to this family that you're willing to do certain things. It's kind of a twofold thing. My parents will be married 38 years in December. My grandparents were married up until my grandfather died 2 years ago, 60-something years.
60 ball.
So I've seen that.
Yeah.
Now, ironically, on the same side, to the conversation we were kind of having earlier, I had that foundation. I've had one relationship as a grown man. So I'm 34. Wow. I had a relationship when I was 29, going into 30. Everything else was in high school. So it shows me how serious it is,
right,
and how you really gotta. And I don't know if it's toxic or not, but it's more so about, I don't love my job.
Right.
I have people I have to provide for.
Right.
And when you love your family, and if that's your top thing, then you're gonna do a bunch of stuff you don't want to do and not necessarily be happy. So the older I get, I had these conversations. Everybody expects me to be married. My parents are married. My father's a minister. So they're looking at them and like, well, what's up with Josh? Like, I don't have a problem getting any women, but it's just more so I take it really serious. Well, humbly, but I take it really serious, because it's like, man, once you in and you locked in, if you already, to your point about selling, if you already starting at 70% acceptance rate, in 10 years, I'm gonna be a different guy. You gonna be a different woman. And so if we can't keep re-falling in love with each other, this is not gonna happen. So some of the things I'm looking for, like you talked about looking at a wife, I think that that'll help you man up and become the better version of yourself. Because don't nothing motivate you like a woman. Like you could tell your partners, I'm gonna start this podcast for 5 years, but when your girl every day, like, all right, well, what have you done? It's now the next month. What have you done? And it's like, that's your homeboys will let you get away with some of the excuses, but you know that women motivate men in a way that is unfound in any other parallel. But to circle it back in with my parents, I see the example, and I get a lot of selflessness that it takes. And to be honest, I gotta ask myself, am I willing to be that selfless?
That's the question I was gonna ask. Like,
And I mean, I'm still single. I'm trying to get there, but it is something I have to take
at least
serious.
you real about it, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you got to.
You real about it,
You
bro.
got to. And I used to try to fake the funk, and I said for a while, like, yeah, you know, I'm trying to get serious. I'm trying to slow down and all that. And it's just because I was bored with who I was dealing with.
Right.
And it's not so much about them. It's got to be about me first. And that's kind of on the journey I am discovering that. And it's like my relationship may not be how my parents was, because my connection with my future wife might not be the same way.
Right.
But the underlying theme of that is my parents always had this saying, I'm not going to leave and I won't be left. And that was a commitment that they always had. And like my dad would give my mom cards and stuff, and every now and then being nosy, I'm sitting there looking, she got on the dresser, and I'm seeing that.
Right.
That common theme. And we are one, and little small things like that. So, well, this is toxic, but I'll share it. My father's dropping stuff on me daily, new stuff. So he told me that I was created. Him and my mom were going through a rough patch around like year 3 or 4.
Oh wow.
And cuz just threw away the birth control and
Oh,
got my mom pregnant.
You
So,
hey, I'm gonna say it too, man. The second what you said, my mom and my daddy got divorced. I'm the divorce baby, bro.
Okay.
100%.
that's to try to make it work.
And if, you know what's funny though, bro? I look just like my pops, bro.
Yeah, you definitely
So
do.
I feel like I was an everyday like reminder, like,
Yeah.
hey, ain't work out.
Well,
For sure.
or could have been the motivation, like to keep, you know what I'm
Right,
saying, to keep
right.
going. So desperate times call for desperate measures. And, you got to really be real with yourself if you're willing to get in a desperate situation and do what it takes to survive that situation.
Absolutely. What's up, dog? What up, son? Man, you over here? He over here. He ready. Look at us talking to me,
all
man.
up, man.
Yeah.
But nah, man. Cause I'm just sitting here thinking after I'm hearing them talk, and I'm like, man, like I think I probably just analyzing my parents was never married.
It was never married.
Never married.
Wow. Wow.
But I did have a stepdad since I was 5.
Okay.
And him and my mom are still currently married right
That's
now.
dope.
You know
That's
what I'm
dope,
saying? But when I analyze it, I'm like, my grandmother isn't married. My other grandmother isn't married on my dad's side. My great grandmother, I believe her and my great grandmother on my mama's side, I believe her and my great granddad were married, but I never met him. You know,
Right,
he passed.
right.
I know on my dad's side, I think they may have been together too. But, you know, those old times. But then I just analyzed like the relationship landscape,
Telling, isn't it?
and I'm like, I think I am scared. I am scared. When you ask him that question, like, you scared to get into a situation where, you know, you locked in and it may not work out? Hell yeah, I'm
Hell
scared of
yeah.
that shit.
Hell yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie. And it's just from me analyzing my own people's relationship, me analyzing other people's relationship, because even when I'm talking to my homies about it, and even my own relationships, in high school I had a relationship that from like sophomore year to like freshman year of college.
I was about to say, bro, you
Hold on.
were. No, you
You
was
know,
in a
my
relationship forever.
My last relationship was from it was 8 years, but was from what,
You putting time in,
junior
brother.
year of college to 2020. Neither one of them worked out. Put my all into
You
it.
did.
As a young,
young whippersnapper.
ignorant man, I ain't really know how.
Whippersnapper.
You know what I'm saying? I
As
ain't
a
know how
YN.
relationship goes. I didn't know. But I say that all the time. It had me even questioning today, like, is marriage the way it's supposed to go? I ask myself this all the time, like, because I question everything. You know what I'm saying? I even be like, who set the system of marriage up? Even though I know we say
No,
it
no,
comes-
no, no.
it
Talk
comes
about
from- It comes from, you know, the man above and stuff like that. But I'd be like, who set this up and why? You know, or
It's-
what's the, or I even find myself maybe like, what's the history of marriage? I just look it up or something like that, and it's just like, I question all the time. is this how it's supposed to go?
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So when you say, to round back out to your question of what we out there looking for,
Right.
or how our parents or family
Like,
relationships,
how does that shape?
how does it shape it?
Yeah.
To be honest, especially now, I'm out there, and I guess you could say it's kind of like in bad faith, kind of, but it's just like from my experiences, from analyzing other people's experiences, and when I'm talking about it with my homies, I just be like, bro, it's the same shit,
Right.
over and over. Your situation is probably the same as my grandmother's situation. Is probably the same as his mother's situation,
Right,
which is probably
right.
the same as his
Right.
uncle's situation. Just different details when you get into it, but it's just like. So I'm out there like now, kind of probably I would say like in bad faith almost. Like I don't know what, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm almost thinking like it's probably not gonna work out, or it may work out for a certain length of time.
Right.
But for me, I'm already going into it like
You kind of
it's gonna-
hesitant.
Yeah, I
Like
am.
hopscotch. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
because it's
saying?
like,
For sure.
or even I go into it, it'll be all gravy, but it's just like me in the back of my mind is just like, I know probably something gonna go wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or I
Nah,
know,
facts.
I know she's gonna get comfortable, and then it's not gonna be the same no more. And it's just like, how are we gonna spice this up? And for me, I'm almost like, and it's as bad as it sounds, but just being truthful.
Speak your truth.
After just analyzing everything, I honestly have told myself a few times, like, bruh, I'm in it, and then when it get bad, I try to work it out. If it goes too far, I'm gone.
Loosen.
Because and then I analyze it and I just be like, every time I've gotten better out through my life, it's been because of a new situation, or me going from one place. Because like I even say with my relationships, right, my high school relationships, I even got to the point where I was like, yo, was I put here to learn how to let go? And have I been holding on for too long?
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just from my
Been there.
sophomore year of high school to
Been there.
freshman year of college,
Facts.
then junior year of college. Well, actually, that's first junior year because I did 5 years. So the first junior year of college
That boy, junior.
to 2021, and it's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like that's the question I be asking myself. Like, is it supposed to go this way?
You said something.
Lot.
I wanna jump right into this. You spoke about the structure of union when you talk about. You sort of said it like, man, is this something that I actually want, right?
Yeah.
And I could pivot over to you two because of the background that you both have. Jay, you already spoke on it. You said, your pops, he's a minister. David, I know your pops is a minister. I'm gonna actually talk about your pops a little bit later in the pod. But yeah. But when you talk about marriage, right, and you talk about spirituality, I can be open and vulnerable in this space, right? Prior to me being married to my wife, I was engaged. Not only was I engaged, we planted a church in Austin with another couple. And if I could be real with myself in front of my brothers, bro, I wasn't ready for marriage. But I had this pressure of like, yo, I'm going into this environment where I'm speaking about biblical principles, and I can't be out here not in covenant, and you know what I'm saying? And I keep it real.
Slapping cheeks.
I still listen to R. Kelly every now and then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
A little bump and grind, you know what I'm saying? So I had this like, you know what I'm saying? Like I had this pressure. It felt like the walls was falling on me, and to be real, man, I almost made a decision that I truly believe would have derailed my entire life. You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all feel, based on, especially y'all two, and bouncing it off of what you said, do y'all feel the pressures of, because of your belief system, that when you gonna get married, where my grandkids at outside of the one you had? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about that as men. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that look like for y'all?
The pressure's definitely real. You have when you grow up in a certain structure, you know, and both my parents were teachers, so you go to college, you get a job.
Yep.
Um, and I'm at a point personally, it's like, all right, well, you got the career, you got the kids, you got the career. You kind of checked out the boxes people say you're supposed to get. That one's looming. And then it's also to get to the next level. It just depends on how you approach the situation. But I think in order to get to that next level as a man with the focus and the discipline, I think a woman will put the battery in my back. And it's not so much that I lack the motivation, but it's just a different type of motivation and a different type of pep in your step that the woman on your side, the right woman on your side will provide for you.
Because I almost crashed out, bro.
And to the same token, it could be your best asset or your worst detriment. And that's the scary part, because to love a woman is a roll of dice, in my opinion, because things change. And I personally have been jaded about past experiences where, you know, you might be in I don't want to pillow talk too much, but a woman who is successful, husband successful, he's not giving enough time because he's running the bag up. All I'm giving is some jokes and some hard rod, and now you over here risking your whole family. And I thought it was cool after a while. Like, I got a couple married chicks and stuff, and the more I matured, I'm like, first of all, from a spiritual level, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
And I don't even need to be having this soul tie with you, because you stepping out on you all the way foul for you to even be in this entanglement situation with me. But it does loom in the back of my mind. Not that I think the karma is gonna come get me, but it's more so this does happen, it can happen, and it's out there. So who's to say, you know, he didn't know, and you never know. So it is kind of scary. It's important. But that could be a monstrous L. Nobody want to take that L.
That's
man.
a stupid L.
Stupid.
And there might not be any covering back. Like, I've seen people not bounce back from this. I've seen my homies that's married and they've morphed into magnificent men, and I've seen some guys that got the wrong one and they done.
What you say, D?
I would say it's a yes and a no. Like, it used to be pressure. The pressure comes from all the work I put in on a day-to-day basis. Like, who is it for? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, bro, I don't really talk like this, but I have money. You know what I'm saying? I got the career. I have my own house.
We know.
I got my own house, bro. My mental's together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a lot to offer. So it's like, who is it for? That's where I feel like the pressure comes from my aspect.
Who is it for?
But
Yeah, like who is it for? I'm
exactly.
glad.
So now my aspect is all for me. You know, because again, if I'm not together as a man, it don't matter what or who. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have nothing to provide. So, because now if I don't hit, let's say like this, I don't get my mind together, I'm gonna be out here chasing the baddest, and it literally you can lose that in like that. You know, with one wrong decision.
2 summers.
Literally, not even 2 summers, bro. You can lose it in 2 minutes if you know what I'm saying. You like realistically.
Crazy 2 minutes.
Because I also know the good dudes who had a one night stand with a bad chick, and now they got a baby, and they ruining their life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you ask them, hey, bro, let's go out, let's take a trip. Oh, I can't, bro. I'm behind on child. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's all these things that go into it, bro. But now that I look at it, I don't really have that much pressure anymore because of essentially I've gotten my life together. So I'm like, today actually, I made another year celibate, man. And I mean, you know how,
Wait,
yeah,
for real, man?
Literally, yeah, for sure, man. Today,
That's strong. I didn't even know that, bro.
It's because I'm not one to flaunt it. Right. But this is the crazy part about it is literally I passed the hotel up the last that I was in there, the last time that I did it for sure. And I'm like, yeah. But realistically, like once I've developed the discipline over time, man, to as Paul would say, like have the self-control. Because I ain't dead now, I'm still yet alive.
Nah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? I still get tempted. I still like women and bad, but now I have a different. Live for sure. You know what I'm saying?
We got to do that.
Yeah,
here,
you have to these days, bro. But the reality is like now I don't have the pressure because I have nothing to prove anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm moving everything at my own pace. Now, luckily, like, all the encounters that I've had with women, I don't have kids. I'm not. I'm graced because I've made same mistakes and it just, you know what I'm saying, and it just didn't play out that way, bro.
Right.
So I don't look at people who have that situation. That's just, I was graced not to by the grace of God. Because man, we went to Prairie View University, so it was just, you know what I'm saying.
I'ma tell that story, bro.
Yeah, the reality is like, bro, I didn't have
My homie Steve,
Yeah.
Steve looking on. He
For
know
sure.
He know the story
Most definitely,
firsthand,
bro. But it's like, bro, I made so many mistakes, but then it's also like, bro, I've learned to value my seed, and I've learned to value my time. But most of all, I've learned to value who He's created me to be.
I gotta stop you, bro,
Mm-hmm.
because what you're talking about is definitely not. It's not surface,
Yeah.
right? And it's also not something
Yeah.
that I want to just glaze over. Like it's easy, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you said something like you've been celibate for a year.
Another year.
Another
It's the
year.
second one.
It's the second year,
My
right?
God.
You different
Yeah.
breed. It's cats that
Yeah.
haven't not masturbated for another minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they gonna watch the pod. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
for sure.
Like when you talk about self-discipline, and I still want to give you the opportunity to speak on it from a spiritual
Mm-hmm.
standpoint, but I really want to dive in on this because this needs to be talked about
Yeah.
on wax. You know what I'm saying? Like prior to me, to make it personal once again about myself, prior to me being with my wife, you know what I'm saying? I watched pornography for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Since I was an adolescent all the way until I became a grown adult. And I noticed how pornography really warped my mind when it pertained to my interaction with my woman. Man, for me and my wife been together, we've been married almost a year now, but we've been together for 5 years. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. For about 3 years of that relationship, almost 4 years of that relationship, I was still masturbating frequently. You know what I'm saying? And it changed the intimacy in my bedroom when I was allowed. Like I gave myself the willpower to overcome that stronghold that was over me. You know what I'm saying? Now here you are, you sitting here, bro. You talking about being celibate, going on for 2 years, bro. We're not glazing over that, bro. Where do you had to go to mentally? Because I remember just stop masturbating, bro. It was tough.
Yeah.
We're creatures of habit, bro. Like I was in this position where it was like I'm feeling like this, bro. I used to have a routine where you wake up in the morning, bro. This is so and I can speak about it, bro. I'm real, bro.
For sure, most definitely.
I
You
had
gotta
a
say the truth,
routine,
bro.
bro. I used to wake up. You know what I'm saying? This is so crazy, even me saying this right now, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Yeah.
I used to wake up an hour early.
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
I used to give myself a head start.
Boy, make
Because
it
I already knew.
Had to make it wrong,
the type of time I was on, you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
And then the transition, like even now, like I'm able to get that extra rest.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm
Yeah,
so
boy.
thankful, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
We laughing about it,
Yeah,
but
it's the
I'm
real.
dead.
Keeping the
I'm
beat.
so
Yeah,
serious.
yeah,
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah.
And I just remember like like overcoming that. Like
Yeah, for
Jesus,
sure.
thank you.
Yeah.
You 2 years in, bro. Like, talk about that, bro.
Man,
How, Sway?
man, the reality is I learned the necessity for a man's existence. Man is created in the image and likeness of God, and not to make this a deep and spiritual joint.
Nah, bro, go deep.
But man is created in the image and likeness of God. God doesn't waste anything. So why are you wasting seed? So I learned to that aspect of nothing as a man is supposed to be wasted. So that's not with just masturbating, but that's also with me having sex with women who I'm not trying to produce life with. You know, and
That's still
realistically,
wasted,
if I can't see myself producing, just literally I'm pulling out and if I have to waste it, then it's not worthy of my seed. You know, and that's just I had to learn it. It took a lot for me to get there.
I'm about to say.
Because, bro,
I want to talk about that, though, bro. Like, not to cut you
Yeah,
off,
for sure.
but what was it, bro?
Bro, I
'Cause
just felt like I didn't have a choice, essentially, bro. Like, I felt like I've wasted so, bro, man, excuse my language, I used to have hoes, bro.
No, talk
realistically,
about it.
bro,
Yeah.
I had.
I think collectively,
Bro.
the four of us probably.
Bro, listen, brother. No, I'm telling you, like, I had a serious problem. Like, bro, at one point in time, bro, and this is part of my testimony, I was going through 4 women a day, literally at PV, bro.
Oh, I
Like,
wasn't
when
like
I was
that.
young, like, I'm
Jesus
going
Christ.
through, when I got to campus, I got to get it in. You know what I'm saying? Lunch, got it in, bro. Went to class, got it, and then you at school, messing around at night, you're gonna fall into something. So literally, bro.
This brother's thirsty.
So literally, bro, I was going through it, and this is not me just it was just a desire that was built up in me from, again, lust or whatever the case may be for so long, bro, that and gratefully he allowed me to experience it, because now no man can say they can't, because, bro, how many I've been with, bro, realistically, bro, I can't count. I don't even know.
And
you know what I'm saying?
And the thing I love about what you're saying is, because I think society thinks this specifically about black men.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not saying this from a place of beating on your chest.
Yeah,
You're saying it almost on like a disgust.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Like,
yeah.
Like I'll say this, and I'm so sorry for chiming in,
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I got
It's all
to,
good.
bro.
It's you, bro.
Me and my wife were talking about having kids, and we were talking about, potentially having a son, and you have those conversations like, man, I want my little man to be a player and
For
this
sure.
and that, and I remember sitting there with my wife and being like, man, I want my son to be a virgin as long as humanly possible. And I just think about the maturity of the male mind, especially the space that you in, the frequency that you, you know what I'm saying, vibrating at, like, bro, like, man, bro, it just blows my mind how for so long we thought that certain things meant so much. And now we here, and it's like, it means nothing. It remind me of Mike Tyson. You remember when Mike Tyson had the belts? He was like, look at this. This is nothing.
Yeah, literally.
This is nothing. This means that's just garbage.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? All I care about is, like you said, peace. You know what I'm saying? So to pivot from that, and I want you to finish what you're saying about that statement, but I do want Marshawn to talk about, the same question.
sure.
You remember the question that I posed, huh?
Restate it.
So we were basically talking about like our parents and our backgrounds and the pressures, because you made the statement about, marriage and union and the ideals of, like, I think you said almost like man, not really kind of wanting it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then after you say that, I want to jump back into that discipline that you're talking about, because I can't breeze over that, but I gotta jump back
For
into
sure.
that for sure.
But nah, so it's like the pressures.
Yeah, bro, like being
So,
with that, you know what I'm saying? Like being married. Why aren't you married yet, Marshawn?
To be honest,
Why? What's going on here? Where is your wife?
And it reminds me of a line I said on my project, just landed. Hobby to Midway, y'all go grab that everywhere. I said what I said, never let society put me on their timeline. The guy aging like fine wine.
Ooh.
So look, early on, like I said, I started questioning a lot of stuff early. So around the time I started to question, like, okay, what is this marriage institution? Who set this up the way it is and all this? I started to think like, and I always pride myself off trying to learn from other people's mistakes. So when I'm talking to certain older men, what was the one main thing they say all the time? Take your time, young blood.
Yeah, for
Don't
sure.
rush into it, young blood. Don't rush into it. So I started to think, and I'm like, yo, when I started to think about who set this system of marriage up, who started to say we should proportion our lives out the way that they are proportioned out. So I started to think like this. This is what I used to tell myself. If I'm living from birth to 18, I can't really do much of nothing. By the time I'm 18, I can do a little something. I can do everything I want to do at 21. Why would I get married at 25 and only have just 4 years of, you know what I'm saying? It's
for
just like,
sure.
and I'm starting to question, like, who told us that
Breaking
that
it
was,
down.
who
Yeah, he
told
broke it
us
down
that,
for
who
sure.
told us that was how we were supposed to proportion out our life? And it's just like, so I say all that to say, I let go a lot of that societal pressure long ago. And it would never even come from my people.
Yeah.
My mama never put pressure on me to go to college. My mama never put pressure on me to make good grades. I was just always a person that was on top of my shit. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother wasn't married. You know what I'm saying? My mama was married. So I ain't never really just feel no pressure. I feel like my people put more pressure on me to probably, and I think it's probably because of how my family is. They more so asking about kids. When you gonna have kids? Why you ain't having kids yet? You know what I'm saying? So
I'm glad you said that, bro.
yeah. So I mean, this is how my people is. But I ain't really had no pressure on my grandma may ask about it every now and then, but after she didn't heard my perspective on it, I got a younger brother that's probably, you know, even more into that space than I am. She's just like, okay, yeah, I kind of understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's dope, man. Pivoting back, and I love that perspective because speaking to y'all too, the pressure is real. You know what I'm saying? I know with me, the pressure is, oh, Jesus Christ, especially when you're doing ministry, dog.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the dudes doing ministry too. I want to punchline that into it. Like, people sometimes undermine the pursuit of Christ or pursuit of living righteous. It's not easy, dog.
No, it's not.
And it's a true sacrifice of oneself because if you crazy as hell, if you think that turning up and having a good time doesn't feel good to the flesh and that you don't have that internal battle all day and every day. So, like, just shout out to all the cats doing ministry full time. I see y'all, and my heart goes out to y'all for sure. But going back into what you were talking about as far as self-discipline, we're all having this conversation, and needless to say, I think we've all evolved to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm listening to the way you talk, Jay. Like, some of the stuff that you're saying, it's definitely not surface. You know what I'm saying? You've been through something in order to get to that point. Even you talking about, you know, not to rehash old wounds, but dealing with women who may have been already married. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know, to piggyback off of what we were already talking about, where does that self-discipline or that self-awareness erupt? Where is that birthed from? Like, how did you come into, like, yo, I gotta chill? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause for me, I gotta chill with me being married. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I had to chill before I got married, but at the same time, I have a buffer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got a partner. You know what I'm saying? If I ever really need to,
Yeah. You understand me?
baby.
Yeah.
And you know how they say it's that time of the month?
Yeah, for sure.
That time of the week.
Need that.
Time of the week.
Time of the day.
Yeah, time of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to know, like, how do y'all build up that self-discipline, for one, not to go for anything, and the two, die to your old self?
I'll say this, man. I've learned, and I'm still learning because I feel like we're always growing. If you're not growing, you're dead, just like a tree. I've learned to love me, so I don't cheat on myself. So it's like that's where the discipline comes from. Is if I have a goal, I have to get to the goal. So it's like even with this whole celibacy thing, because I'm starting on this journey now, I don't even play with it. Like any woman I even potentially talk to, I'll just let them know up front, like, hey, like I'm not even gonna put ourselves in a situation to fall. Because I'm faithful to what I've already said. And that should benefit you too, because if I ain't gonna cheat on me, I definitely ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like realistically, like that, if I'm that strict with it. But I've learned to fall in love with me, bro. And that has took a process, it took a journey, because I had to face like some dark days and some dark decisions, some dark trauma. It started making me apologize to people who in society I did no wrong to, but I could see where they felt out, you know, their opinion. So like I've been engaged before as well. So I even reached out to her and be like, hey man, I apologize. Although society would say I wasn't in the wrong for anything I did for the course of our relationship. But just for me being faithful to me, man, learning how to let go of all these things to make sure I did everything that I could within myself to become who I'm supposed to be, man. So that's where I've learned discipline is being faithful to myself, bro. Because I can't essentially go into anything asking you to do something for me or doing something for you or doing something for anybody if I myself am not willing to do it, man. So that's just genuinely how I've learned. But I also learned like I shouldn't be where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like realistically, bro, I made a lot of dumb decisions in life.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So I shouldn't have the company, you know, realistically. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I shouldn't not have no kids. I shouldn't have I should have SCD. Like I should have all these things.
You talking about mercy too.
Yeah, literally. So it's like it's
Jesus Christ.
It's all this stuff that I have been privy to still get,
Right.
and I shouldn't have it.
Right.
So it's like it gives me a new perspective to be faithful to whatever essentially he asks of me or whatever I'm as a man just designed to do. So that's where the discipline comes from. The love for me becoming the whole me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's just what it boils down to, bro. And it's not the easiest thing, again, bro, to literally sit and be like, David, you could have did this and did that and did this better and you shouldn't have done that. To sit with that and be truthful with yourself, like, man, most people can't do it. That's why everybody lives in a false reality.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And so to do that, bro, is like I'm grateful that he allowed me, but it's like also he allowed me to do it because he know I would be a testimony or a light to the world, essentially. Like, again, going back to the celibacy thing, like, man, the dudes who around me know. I mean, bro, you didn't see me outside, bro. I was wild, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was wild. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoyed life, bro. So it's like, now I have to take that same effort that I gave out there. Let me put that so I can balance the scales.
Nah, that's facts. That's real.
So, yeah, that's the reality, bro. It's just like, man, I'm learning to love me even more every day, bro. And again, if we meet somebody on the process of that, that's beautiful, bro. But that doesn't define me if I do or don't meet someone. I would like to, but again, I'm not defined by it. So it's not like, man, I'm not on no clock, bro. I'm 32 years old. I'm still young, brother. I'm in the prime of, you know, LeBron's still playing, averaging 25, and you 40. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do that, yeah, yeah. But that's just the reality, bro. I've learned to be faithful to me, man.
Jay Green. Hey, this
Yeah,
question
for sure.
for you, brother.
Yeah.
Cause I've
Come on
from
now.
afar,
Come on now.
from the balcony, I've seen the valleys, and I've seen the evolution, bro, dog. Talk to me.
Yeah, I've learned to prioritize things differently.
Yeah.
So as a child, my father would always ask me, "Why'd you do it?" And it wasn't a whooping the first time. I want to know why. Okay, well, understand your logic. Okay, don't do that anymore. Now, when you repeat it, you go get, you know, your spanking. And I think, you know, if you're walking in your spiritual purpose, God does that as well too. So, for one thing to address it, the turnaround I did in my lifestyle, there's still a process. It's understanding why. And the reality is, when I look back, I was validating doing numbers based off really a lack of insecurity. So from a standpoint of, this is probably what they want from me. This is what I'm good at. This is what I enjoy. So I'm just gonna do this and then just leave it just as that, selling myself short. And it's a spiritual emptiness that comes with that, because you are exerting your life force. There is a spiritual soul tie connection. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I do believe that exists. And I think for me, one of my daily prayers is for discernment. So as I try to get closer to my purpose and understand what that is, God knows what my favorite sins is. Yeah. So I think that if I'm asking, you know, for these certain things, you know, showing my faith through works, well, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, chill out on some of that to kind of make that deal with him. And I don't know if that's how it works, but this is how I talk to God. And I just said, you know how I'm thinking it anyway.
No,
so, hey, man, I'm trying to do this. I'm praying for this. I'm willing to cut back. So now I'm kind of in a state, just to be honest, probably masturbating more. But in my mind, it's like, at least I'm not going just running up in a lot of different chicks. So I think it's probably a process, and that's what I look at it as. But I think it's when you're trying to walk closer in your purpose, you're doing things that don't serve you. So even from a spiritual standpoint, I've been getting more involved in just taking an active role in kind of showing my faith and participating, saying articles of worship. And I was up there praying about 3 weeks ago, and I seen some young PV ladies from my college days, and I felt like crap because they looking at me like, and I just, that kind of made me remember, you know, some things you'll never outlive. Certain versions of yourself, people will never let you escape and outgrow, but you can't stay there. You can't let that define you. As a man, you have to continue to evolve and take that charge of knowing where you could have been better, and just, I know what that can get me. I'm a single father. Right. There's a lot of other stuff that can come with that, and like to your point, favor ain't fair.
Listen.
So if God has blessed me to not crash out on a bunch of these times, I ain't got to keep rolling the dice. Right, sure. I'm a gambling man. My parlays missed this week, but you got to kind of understand. You know, I don't want to tempt him too much. He'll show you the signs. Right. He might tap my leg, but I don't want to go to war with God about something that I know that I should do better about, and He knows this is my personal favorite sin. I might not never overcome it, but I think that He will reward and continue to bless you if you try to fight back. Just keep jabbing.
Right.
So for me, it's more so if I'm asking Him to deliver me into my purpose, I gotta let go of some things so I can grow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and this is outside of the question. This is just me and you talking, bro. I see your growth.
Appreciate it, man.
I see your maturity. I have, like I said, a bird's eye view of where you were, and the beauty of evolution is everybody doesn't get it, but you can't deny the fruit. So if I was to give you any words of encouragement while you continuing on your path, is just keep the main thing, and focus on the path.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the spectators. Don't worry about what people are saying, because you can't control it. The only thing that you can control is your next step.
Yes.
Just keep going, bro.
For sure.
Keep evolving, keep transitioning, and at the end of the day, the truth always gonna outlast the lie. Always remember that. What don't come out in the wash, come out in the rinse.
Yeah.
You just gotta stay in the machine.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I got you.
Stay in the mix, bro. Stay in the blend, and He gonna make you new, bro. So I'm proud of you, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that.
Man to man, you know what I'm saying?
Bars.
Shun, bro, what's up, brother?
What's the deal, my dog?
Man, bro, I've seen you too, man. I've had a bird's eye view on your life.
Yeah, for
You've been
sure.
a serial relationship guy, though.
Yeah.
I know you get busy too, though. You so
say-
smooth though, bro. You really butter, bro. You really butter. Look, Shun, he really, art. Hey, this is one thing I can say, dog. Artists are very mysterious.
For sure.
Like you niggas is like, I know what's going on, but I have no clue.
Yeah.
you
Looking
gonna
at
hear it
so
through the music.
I wanna know, like, yeah, cause you a different person behind the mic, bro.
Oh, yeah, for
I done
sure.
talked to you and listen to your rap. I'm like, man, that nigga talking that. oh, that's what you on, bro. You
For
talk to
sure.
Marshawn in person, he be, yeah, man. He whispered them that, yeah, man. I really don't got much to say, but when I do say something, I'm probably gonna say it on the track. So y'all just gotta turn to, track
Gotta
number
tap
8.
in, man.
I'll
Lincoln
wait a
Bio,
minute.
dog.
Nah, talk about your evolution, bro.
But I think my sense of discipline, I don't even know if it would be discipline. I feel like my confidence has kind of given me a sense of discipline, and let me kind of break it down, because it's another thing off of my homie said should be line of the year off the project. I say every chick ain't worthy to mess with me. I said different words.
Nah, you
but
did say that, though.
I said that's the first line
I think I
of the
text you
song.
that too.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh.
Every chick ain't worthy to mess with me. But it's like, I feel like I've never been, and even though I feel like in high school, a lot of my homies had that phase to where it was like, oh yeah, you knocking down ducks, like you just trying to get your rocks off, But that's never been me.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? I ain't never like like I said earlier, if I'm talking to a shorty, I probably see myself actually rocking with her.
Right.
But the reason why I say it's my sense of confidence is because early on I was shy. I was naturally a shy person. That's why when you talking right now and you saying, I'm a different person behind the mic.
100%.
Like as a kid, I was naturally just shy. I moved around a lot, which probably made my shyness even heighten even more. Once I actually started to realize how other people seen me,
Then you start becoming.
and I
a
started to
boy.
realize, like, dang, okay, I started to come into my own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And once I started to come into my own, it was just like I don't really just rock with any shorty.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And even to the point of we in the day and age where shorties will shoot they shot.
For sure.
Shorties shoot they shot a lot.
They getting on knees too.
I
There's some chicks getting on knees. Isn't that crazy?
for sure.
Crazy.
But nah,
Get up off that knee, by the way.
nuts,
That's a bar.
yeah. That's
Get up off that
ridiculous.
knee. Get up.
But,
Get up. Get up. Stand up.
But yeah, it was more so like a thing of like I'm just not allowing myself to be attached to anybody. And like I said, I don't even think it came from a place of discipline. It really came from a place of, for me, and I was just telling my homegirl this the other day, I'm like, I'm not finna allow no girl to even catch feelings or any kind of emotions over me or be having sex with her if I'm not finna be having sex with the girl if I don't feel comfortable with her getting emotional about me. You know what I'm saying? So I've always kept that. Like even when I was in school or when I was in college, of course you had your one night stands in college and stuff like that. But it would be, this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Keep it the way, keep it like that. So I wouldn't even say it would be. It's like my confidence kind of helped me be disciplined, almost.
Finding yourself.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I wouldn't even. It wasn't even a point of. It's me not liking drama, so I'm gonna pick and choose who I really want to be with and who I really want to talk to, and it was really just that, bro, and not allowing, or not just being out here just trying to shoot at anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
We in Houston, so
Man.
it's fine women in HEB going to get the cherry lemonade. So it's like
Cherry lemonade, crazy.
it's crazy. But I ain't just about to shoot at everything. You know what I'm saying? That's just
real.
how I've always been, though. You know what I'm saying? So.
I mean, we all men here sitting here, and we've alluded to it a little bit. I think we all been blessed financially to a certain extent. There's always more, right? We always want more. Of course. I know I want more. And I'm blessed. But I pose a question to y'all, man. If you had to choose between financial stability and true love, what would you choose?
I'm gonna take the money.
Yeah, I'm taking financial.
I think money is
stability.
constant. That love is an ebb and flow with that, and I can make a logical decision to mess my paper up. Love is such an emotionally driven. I could be doing everything right, and she's just we're not for each other at this time, and then now it's gone, and then it's gonna cost you some chochos on the back end.
But is that true love though, bro? Because the way you speaking about it is like it's kind of dispendable. You
What
know
if
what I'm
we
saying?
both don't have true love? What if I think it's some way and you don't? I don't think true love is predicated on both people necessarily, or maybe that's the question. Is it? Do we both? Does it have to be a mutual thing for it to be true love?
Yeah, like true love is true love.
So what if I'm all in and I think it's true love and it just ain't?
I think you doing something that you don't realize you're doing
Pessimistic.
subconsciously, bro.
Yeah.
You really kind of like
Yeah.
the way you viewing it right now is a little different.
Well.
Because the question is just a question.
Yeah.
Are you choosing financial stability, not what your perception of true love is, but you finding true love? Have you ever experienced true love, bro? Or do you have an idea of what that is?
I have an idea. Yes, I say with my family, with my parents. I've seen it.
Okay.
With my, to be fair, I probably haven't been in a position for a woman to show me true love, or for me to receive it so they can grow and foster to a certain level. But I've had one relationship as an adult, and I don't know if I say that was true love. To be honest.
Let me ask you this, and the question's still open to y'all too as well. But since we talking, do you think you deserve true love?
Eventually, yes. Being honest with myself, which is the reason why I'm not in a full committed relationship. I think it's some things that I got to work on first. And that may not be realistic. If I'm being, I don't really know what it looks like and how the formula works for show, because it may very well be, a journey that you have to go on with someone and to be that version of yourself. I would like it, but I think I'm jaded to a certain extent, and I got to be more calculated. Kind of like I got a kid, so I will always have his mother that I have to, factor in a certain coexist with.
Right.
And sometimes, the path of least resistance is the easiest. So sometimes, so if I can delay some drama, sometimes the juice might not be worth the squeeze. Introducing other situations.
I think you answering the question more so like situational. Like for you, it's about the bread. If you had to choose between the two, you choosing the bread. 'Cause-
Like in love and broke, or like is it
I
that
mean,
drastic?
It is that drastic.
Nah, then I need the money, man. I got a kid, and I got my family. I get a dog or something. I don't know, because I just feel like I wouldn't be able to really be happy with myself.
Right.
So I don't think I can make Shorty happy because I'm not happy as a man not having that. I have to protect. I have to provide, and money isn't everything, but it's not about me. I have a legacy already. I have a lineage. So yeah, I'd like to go take a trip next week, but
I ain't got the bread.
You know, I need to be putting up something for my son. I might want to buy a slab, but I need to get a rental property first to have him some money coming in. So I have to think like that now. And then when relationships are so transactional on the financial side these days, it's an investment. It costs money
Absolutely.
to dabble.
What up, D? What you choosing, bro? You choosing?
I'll say I'll choose true love, which is crazy because of how
It's not. It's not. I would choose to change the same thing.
well, I'm talking about for me because you know how locked in I be with money.
Yeah, you
know what I'm saying?
crazy
Like,
with the
but I would say true love because of its essence of true. You know what I'm saying? True love figures it out.
yeah.
Like literally, it'll figure it out. You know, if it's true. Now
Right.
you can have a false sense of it, and that's where the scenarios play in.
Right.
But if it's true, bro, I feel like, bro, I kid you not, bro. I know people who have struggled
Right.
financially their whole life,
Right.
but they are happy. They love genuinely.
Same.
They have good foundations, good family. They
Same.
stick together. All this, that, and the third. They eat. You know what I'm saying? And I know people who filthy rich and are miserable.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the reality, because this is what I look at, I say true love is eternal, but financials can fade away. You know what I'm saying? So who's to say that, yeah, you may have financial stability, but that could disappear
Yeah.
literally. Bro, I ain't gonna tell you how much money I done seen disappear in a month, in a week, in a day. Like, who's to say that's stability? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, literally billionaires file for bankruptcy all the time. Not to say that means they ain't got no money or, you know, of course we
Right.
know this.
They playing the game.
You know what I'm saying? But realistically, there's also people who've been in the NBA but go broke.
Absolutely.
And after having millions of dollars touched. So that is the reality. And they were financially stable at one point.
Right.
But realistically, I know that like love is patient and it's kind, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it suffers long.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't boast. And it's all these things, but that's all of love. It's not just one,
it's
one
multifaceted.
aspect. So I would say true love, bro. Because again, like, and I was telling this one joint that I was dealing with not too long ago, like she was bringing up all her, I would say, questions about, you know, like us trying it. And I'm like, my response is always, hey, mama, we're going to figure that out. Like, because that's what it is. Like, we just
Right.
going to figure it out, man, because, again, you can't plan for everything. And it's
Right.
like, and that's why I try not to, like, model after other people's story because that's their story.
Right.
I may not ever experience that.
Right.
But I also may experience something way worse.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And like, who do I like?
Facts.
Now, what do I do, bro? Like,
Right.
but realistically, my dad does the same thing I do, literally for a living, but he don't own anything. You know what I'm saying? I can't go to him and talk about, hey, man, Paul, somebody owe me $100,000. Like, well, you gotta, you know, you gonna come up with some BS that, no, you know what I'm saying? So realistically, you can never plan for what's for your life because each person is different, and so we are to respond according to our own soul, our own way. So that's why I would say true love, man. Yeah, for sure. That's what I would say. I'll rock with that.
Shun.
Yeah.
What you doing? You doing love of the bread? The bread, the money
man,
on.
I'm taking the financial stability.
I do it.
I don't think that was a
wasn't a
guess.
question, yeah.
Come on, man. Love is too much of a roller coaster,
Yeah.
man. It's up and down. It's how I mean, y'all saying true love, but it's just like, man, you gotta gauge on what the person you dealing with, how they perceive love.
I
You
love
know
how
what
y'all
I'm
answering
saying?
this
Yeah, for
question.
sure.
by the
You know what I'm
way.
saying?
I
Some
love
of
it.
them-
I love it.
Some perceive love as a feeling. Some perceive love as a duty. Like, how do you perceive the love? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm taking the financial stability. I'm taking the respect. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
love will come. If it don't come, I'll be good.
You can live without love. You can't
Yeah.
live and survive and take care of a family without no money, though.
Hey,
You can't have a wife without
I
it.
would tell you this.
That's a fact.
This is what I know to be true. And I got to transition to the last question I'm going to ask y'all before we wrap this thing up. But I'm going to say my piece real quick and I'll be short about it. I've experienced more financial gain by being in true love than I ever did chasing a bag by myself. God has unloaded, unleashed many bags that I knew for a fact I wasn't anywhere humanly close to be deserving of, just because I'm in alignment with what he wants in my love life. So that's the reason why I'm choosing true love, because I know just like you said, financial stability. I know true love, a byproduct of true love is financial stability. But that's just my interpretation of things. I respect where y'all coming from with it. I'm gonna pose this last question, and it's a loaded question. You know what I'm saying? Man, we've been chopping it up for a minute. It's been a good conversation, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I love y'all perspectives. But I ask every person that sits down with me and have this conversation, and then want y'all to go one by one. You know what I'm saying? If you were at the highest mountain in the world, sitting there with God, and he posed a question, and you got one sentence, one phrase to leave the earth before it's all said and done, what you saying? And y'all go by one. That's loaded. You and God at the highest mountain. He give you the mic. He said, yo, it's your drop the mic moment. What you saying?
Man,
Y'all boys all went into deep thought immediately.
that's the last phrase. That's like your
Last
motto.
phrase
Is what you
or
live
like
by.
question?
Last phrase.
or-
Nope. Last phrase,
Last
man.
phrase.
You dropping something off. I had this chick I asked, she shout out to Rachel. She said black people were the original people. She said that. I had someone say they don't believe in generational curses, they believe in generational choices. I thought that was deep. But yeah, just give y'all context. So yeah, what you saying, man? Not all at once. See, before y'all all had something to say, not everybody wanna wait.
It's the
Nah, what's
last
up?
phrase, man. Like
What's up?
that's your last. Man, I probably would say, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would just say, become who you're supposed to be.
I like that.
Because everybody struggles with identity.
Oh,
Everybody struggles with what is my purpose. Everybody struggles with reason behind whatever.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say, yeah, become who you're supposed to be, bro, because you're with God, you know? And many people live their life trying to become what either others want them to be or what this picture that they have in their mind. But while they're trying to do that, they lose their true identity in the process.
I like that.
So, which means is, I'll say like this, bro, you didn't ask to be here. Like literally, you didn't ask to, before you was created, before your parents got together, you, hey God, can I, literally, so which means that your purpose and your reason is invalid because he put you here for a reason.
Right.
Literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, me and my brother have a very similar testimony. So this could be my reason
Yeah.
for being on it. So I have to fulfill that. And I think that takes a lot. But also I would have to get to this position in my life
To be able to.
so I can be a real, you know what I'm saying, like example essentially. Essentially for whoever, you know what I'm saying? Not say for him or whoever, but it just so I would just say, man, be who you're supposed to be, bro.
I like that.
Like be original, be York.
I like
you know
that.
what I'm saying? Be yourself, dog.
I can't be nobody else.
Literally, bro, everybody else taking up. Like, what we talking about? Come on, man.
They agree. What you got, bruh? I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah, I done just dove too deep into this in my own mind. Because on the surface, I'm like, if I'm with God and it's at the end, man, I can only think of like what comes to mind is, man, I tried. And so what that really means on a deeper level is like to sit in these type of forums and have these open conversations, to
man,
hear this.
I tried. It's
My
crazy.
game has been blessed by listening to y'all just talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Likewise.
And that doesn't happen unless you're willing to be somewhere and say it. And the community is important. So I guess it can tie into the relationships. I mean, Jesus had the disciples. His work, he
Yeah.
died alone. He wasn't married. His purpose was fulfilled, but he had people. None of us are meant to make, none of us are going to reach our full potential without having enlightenment and bounced off of ideas. We all breathing the same air at the same time in the same building, but we're experiencing life in different mediums. We're going here and to do different things. So
You say
I would just say I tried.
That's crazy.
That's deep.
Ultimately, what you want to hear is, well done, my good and faithful
for sure.
servant.
That's great.
And
yeah.
all I can say is I left it all on the field.
You really, hey,
Or I hope that I could say
No.
that. And that's how I try to live.
that's a big follow up, dog.
tried.
What you doing, son?
Whoa.
So this would be like the last phrase you would be saying to like
The world, to
the world.
everybody.
Okay. I would say if I'm with God, then I'm pretty sure I'm on the way to heaven. I would say optimism is how I got here. Optimism is the godly.
is how I got here.
Well, optimism is the godly way. That's what I would say. Always remember, optimism is the godly way.
I like it.
To piggyback off that, and it's ironic because we're closing, but how we started with delusional.
Mm-hmm.
I have a phrase that I've been trying to incorporate in my life is being optimistically delusional.
Yeah.
So when it comes to my relationship with people and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and I know it's contradictory sometimes. I have my pessimistic moments as well.
Yeah, for sure. We all do.
But if you live in that state, there's nothing God can't do, and if you live it right, it's nothing He won't do for you. So be optimistically delusional about your goals and about everything, because you never know what He gonna bless your game with.
Facts.
Well, there you have it. Man, I appreciate y'all coming kick it with the kid. As always, thank you for checking out the Perspective Podcast. I love y'all. Peace. All right.